Child. Anyway, so
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden, and if I speak, like, we know what
Mm,
I'm going to say at this point. There's so much going
mm,
on in the world, so I'm
mm-hmm.
happy that you guys are here with us, being able to like run and just step away for just a second.
Yeah.
And if I do speak, there's only one thing we all know I'm going to say, so I don't need to say it for as to why all these things are happening. There's literally one result, and there's one
You don't have
answer.
to say it. It'll come up.
I'm not going to, because
It'll come
the
up.
people know. In 15 seconds in, 40, 41, 42 seconds in, like, we already know what's going to happen. So let's just get this started.
Yeah, it's gonna come up inevitably at the catch, just because every single bullet for the catch today is very much that. My name is Amira, and you know how you have to say things. The Bible says, say things that aren't true, basically, and so that they become true. Essentially, I am a cheesemonger in the future. Today, I'm going to accept that it's true. I recently went to a cheese class, like a cheese tasting class, and I used to look back when I had expendable income. I would love to used to have expendable income. See, there it is again. I used to love getting little cheeses and trying them, and I'd never even put together that I was basically just making a charcuterie board.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put that together. But now I'm like, let me get back into the simple pleasures of life. To your point about so much going on, the simple pleasures of picking up a new cheese that you've never tried with a little cracker moment, tasting it, seeing what it gives, how you like it, and then trying more cheeses and just going from there. I love to make stuff up in this way, and I don't really like wine, so I can't get into wine tasting in that way. But cheese, that's my new girl, and I can't wait to share my journey with you all if I'm still on this next week. Let's just be
Yeah,
honest.
truly, the price of cheese must be going up.
Just like last week with the eggs, those are gone. Cheese, I'm gonna buy my cheese now and be eating on this block for the next 4 years. Jaden, where are we?
Um, I don't know. We're must
Hmm.
be in a grocery aisle, but I thought we were on a show that we like to call Ciao. Anyway, with Jaden and Amira,
The best to ever do it.
as
Well,
always.
we used to be the best to ever do it. We fell off for a little bit, but
Now
we're
we just
coming.
do
We're
it.
coming.
Now we
now,
just do it,
now
baby.
we're just doing it. It's like whatever. Let's just get into the show called Truly Child Anyway. The first segment is the moment of the week. This is where Jaden and I share moments this week, last week. Sometimes we're able to see the future because some things are predictable. Moments that made us say, "Child."
Hmm,
Anyway, and Jaden, I'm gonna go first because my
please
moment of
do.
the week, it truly is like I truly did just child anyway and just move on with my life. So one day I'm headed to work on the yes train. Thank you for saying it with me.
We knew.
Where else would I be headed?
They literally said it in harmony.
Train. Someone was flat, but I'm gonna let you slide. Um, I was headed to the train, and I don't know why I don't. My body's natural instinct is to rush to the train, even if I know that the train is not coming for 10 minutes and it's going to take me 5 minutes to get there. I feel like I have to walk really, really fast to get there. So I'm, as usual, rushing to get to the train before work. I'm walking down it's like a slight ramp, a tiny little incline ramp. And as I'm walking, about to grab for the door, I slip. I start to slip and slide across the floor. And then I'm like, whoa. Because, it's icy, it's cold out. So I'm thinking I'm going to look back and see
Right.
ice and then point to the people around me and say, don't walk here. Baby, why did I look back and I've just slipped through drops of blood?
Oh, that's a very different thing.
It's a little bit different than ice. It has the same shoe feel, I will say. Same consistency, which is weird because it's water and one is blood. But I walked through blood, so naturally I looked at the bottom of my shoe, saw no blood, and kept walking.
Hmm.
And I literally was like, anyway,
Right. No,
I hear
literally.
a horn, I hear my train coming, I have to go. Someone else
There's
is
no
gonna
time.
have to.
But so was the blood frozen?
No. No, this was inside. It was inside of the station. I just thought it was water from everybody else's foot traffic. It was just drops of blood, and I had to chalk it up to I had to just let that one go because I'm like, I don't have the time to investigate, nor do I feel it is my responsibility to find the source of this blood.
And the blood is not being tracked with me. I really don't care.
Not at all. I'm like, let me just make sure my DNA is not on. Got it. Goodbye.
Okay.
It could be anything. It could be anything. Recently, when I got my dental work, as I talked about last week, I was spitting blood all over the street. So I'm like, it could be anything. It could be anything. I had to move on. Didn't think about it again until I checked my notes and saw that I wrote it down for this episode.
I'm uncomfortable with the idea of you spitting blood all up and down the street.
Okay, I spit twice.
Like,
Just up the
but
street.
you spitting out.
Oh, I didn't have to. It came right out. It was.
It was like filling your mouth up.
Yeah, I thought it was just saliva.
So okay, follow up.
Okay.
What is going on at this doctor's? And we talked about the dentist literally last week, but like, what is going on to where the point where you're casually spitting up blood clots? Like, I don't get.
No. Just clarity for the audience. I wasn't spitting up. Like it wasn't coming up from my larynx.
No. It's coming.
It's in my mouth. It's coming from my mouth.
Your tongue,
so,
in your mouth.
Right.
But what is happening between pre-dentist and post-dentist that has you casually spitting blood like you've been chewing on tobacco?
Chewing on tobacco. That's what ended me up in that spot. Well, you don't get this way overnight. True. I just had some, emergency dental surgery, and what they're not going to do is send you home in your best condition. They send you home when the event is done.
They send you home when the payment is done. They send
cleared it.
Like,
get out.
We got her for the 45 minutes of your utensils and tools in her tonsils, but the moment she wakes up, send her home.
We're not paying for that.
No.
No.
Aftercare, no, baby. No.
No. You barely get pre-care and during care.
Don't even stitch her up.
Just leave it. Don't even rinse her. Don't even suction. Just send her. Still numb, still dirty. Anyway, that's my moment of the week. Always blood. Let that be the last time, hopefully. What is your moment of the week, Jaden?
That's just so strange. Like,
it was nasty.
And then to just casually get on the train after that.
With more blood on the floor, I'm sure, in a different train car.
Absolutely. On the seat.
And this is why I stand.
And mind you, the whole time it was paint. I know, right? My moment of the week has to do with the recent
administration.
I'm like him. He made an announcement to pause and freeze all grant-based things and federal grants and whatnot. And daughter was on mother, but also daughter, because I was like, helpless and fragile at the time. Was on a grant that was federally offered, and they snatched that grant so quick. Like, it's not through the feds, but I think the funding comes from them, and it was through like the Department of Aging, but like an aging service, whatever. And the grant was up in March anyway, so like that's why it wasn't that big a deal, and we had already meet our grant objectives. And we thought it was gonna be like, oh, you have until the end of the month, because it was like 2 weeks into, it just happened. Child, they said by the end of the day, y'all need to figure this out. Like,
are you serious?
Well, end of the week, they was like, by the end of the week, all money will be pulled. So any affairs you need to get in order, get them in order now. So luckily, I had no lapse in pay or lapse in employment because my team is like a special grants team. So we have other grants, and I was able to hop onto another one, though I wasn't supposed to because I haven't been there 6 months, and 6 months is like the transfer policy. But because my funding was literally snatched, they waived that 6-month policy. But it's just like, hello, not me being affected by the girls. Like, hold on
quickly. So I think you're the first person that I've talked to that has been affected in this way. The other people that I talked to that get public funding are like, they haven't. I don't know why. The funding must be from a different place. So you're talking about your job, not your schooling, right?
No, not my schooling.
Okay,
the schooling thing was he wasn't able to do that. Like,
good.
What also I found out was all the executive orders he made were press releases. Like they weren't written like executive orders. They weren't written to
Right.
like there's executive orders supposed to have like a plan of action. They were just announcements of like this is what's happening. And so they actually paused and freeze everything. And then everyone else in the government was like, yeah, you can't do that. Like you're not able to just cut all this funding for all these things and just be like, okay, it's done. Like you have to actually
Just making
set a
up
new
stuff.
plan in place in order to do so. And I'm like, why are y'all not suing him? But we know why. I'm not even gonna get into all that.
Girl.
But it's just a shame that so many people literally lost funding in that. Like that last week was crazy. Like seeing we had jobs and seeing like what was about to be the landscape and what we were going to be able to do. And I'm just like, oh, this is a lot. And I have some insider information. They're currently changing grant writing to no longer include like if it was like for Hispanic communities, like they're taking out all verbiage that shows any specific identities being able to access, like if it's multicultural or like a cultural grant or specifically for disabled population, like they're taking out all the wording so they can still potentially have access to this funds.
That is super intense. And thank God that you were able to jump onto a separate team. Because I did see on LinkedIn, like I don't know these people personally, but I saw on LinkedIn so many people were losing their jobs because they like worked in DEI and things like that. And it really is devastating. And this is how you know that it's all fake. It has very real life implications, but it's all fake. What do you mean that you gave me the money? And now you can just take it back. Like you already gave it to me. And this is why credit is fake. And this is why bank accounts are fake. Even though it's your real money that you put in there, it's not really there.
No.
If everybody pulled their money out of the bank at the same time, they wouldn't be able to.
No.
The first 10 people might, but that money is not really there. So the fact that the government can just take back the money when, in my mind, the money should already be in that your company or any company's pot, it should already be in their possession of sorts in a fake way. It's a fake bank. But the fact that the government can just has still the access to that money, they literally are still, that's just, it's trifling. This podcast, unfortunately, is not it's a politicized platform, but it's not like a politics podcast because they
Yeah.
have so many thoughts on the whole administration. And let me just say this, and then I can move on, maybe because it'll come back up again in the catch. But the Democratic Party is spineless, and I would sometimes argue worthless.
Yes.
Every single year since the dawn of time, it's our hands are tied. There's not much we can do. There's policies put in place. Baby, if you could do whatever you want, especially if what you're trying to do is for the betterment of people, not even in an abstract way or a subjective way. Is what you're doing objectively good for the American people in which you serve? Just do it because they're doing it for the reverse.
Absolutely. And Amanda Seales made did you watch the video that I put on my story from her?
I didn't. I haven't been on Insta.
She had made a video like saying like I will die trying to tell y'all like you need to abandon the Democratic Party as it is now because they could have done several things they have not done, and the people who they are playing for are the same. They just want to go about the same things a different way. Like they just want to have like due process for the same actions. Like I also saw something. It was like y'all are mad, which everybody, but like Trump is deporting people this way, but they were doing it the same. They were doing the same thing just with paperwork before.
Yeah.
Like the same actions were happening. It's just now you don't like that it's happening in your face and more like assertive and aggressive than when it was happening literally the same way, but with paperwork to like say they need to go.
Like the whole like concentration camp things. Like people are already in modern day concentration camps. Which is not to say that people, because it's two things, like it's already happening, but that's not to say that people shouldn't because you have to find your entry point. At some point you have to wake up eventually. So like, if this is your entry point, if this is waking you up and this is radicalizing you and upsetting you, that's fine. That's great. Because I think another thing is sometimes people act like if you didn't know it before that it was going on, you're like an idiot, and like you didn't know they was already killing us, and now you want to join. Yes, now I want to join. Move over. Like, hello. I think that funny, when I say funny, I don't mean haha. I don't even mean, yeah, I think the strangest, I guess, the strangest thing about it all, and the most annoying part about the revoking of DEI and things like this is the you don't even know what it means. Like diversity, equity, and inclusion. Equity. Let's think what makes something equitable. Like who would need equitable things? And
Let's think about it
also,
quickly.
like probably women, probably white women too, probably especially white women. I'm thinking that because according to white women, you know how they like to do their monthly "I'm oppressed."
Oh yeah.
White men are cream of the crop. They've got it made. They've got it easy. So if you already know, because this is why the thought process is not clicking for me. If you already believe in your heart that white men have got it easy and their life is just so whatever, and you're oppressed because of that woman piece, why wouldn't you think that you also fall under the category of having something be made equitable for you? You're losing your job too, mama.
Okay. Like, who was getting the most benefits from DEI in general?
And affirmative action.
And these
And
now these
government
things are used to
assistance.
mean like black or like Hispanic or like these terms
Black,
are
it
now
means
like
black. It just means black.
synonymous with blackness, but these aren't the people who were actually getting like the opportunities or like the door open for them. And then I also think about uh someone had tweeted their white men are projecting that like because DEI creates an avenue for more opportunities to be provided, that their people are just getting opportunities willy-nilly just because they are black, because they're projecting that that's what something that white men get to have. And I'm like, this is true in a sense, but the projection part I disagree with, because I don't think they care. Like I don't think it's cared enough to manifest as like a projection, as much as they literally just don't think if you are in the room with them that you earn the way there. Like,
Yeah, you're saying it's not conscious that they're even putting
no,
two and two
like
together.
it's not a projection. Like I don't think it's a response to a thing. Like I think they have been conditioned to believe that they are the only people who deserve these opportunities, and anyone else who gets these opportunities is because of legislation that was forced into place by freedom fighters or whatever you want to call them. Like, well, maybe the only person who likely is qualified is the person who had this opportunity opened up to them, because any non-white person understands there's only one of us in the room for a reason. Like,
Right.
and that one person is likely the most qualified in said room, because it takes them being so outstanding in order to even get a portion of that.
Mm-hmm.
But these are things we know, and we're not even 20 minutes in, and here we are. So,
well, that was a wonderful moment of the week. It's probably going to be the moment of your life.
Yeah, moment of the next 4 years.
And really, it's not the next 4 years, because these things, they don't just go away after each candidacy. Each president inherits the good and the bad of the president before. So this good or bad, however things change from this, we will see the effects of this for the rest of time. Like,
Yes,
just the same way we see the effects of slavery, and we'll see that for the rest of the time. The same way we see the effects of the Boston Tea Party still. Like, all the things, they ripple forever. Anyway.
it's interesting. In class, I'm taking fashion history right now,
Mm-hmm.
and we are, it's only week 2. We just finished week 2, so we talked about ancient Egypt, of course, and then like Greece and like the different which Greece is the real Greece, because there's like 3 eras of Grecian like existence, and there's a forgotten era, and they were around for 1,000 years, and it's like my professor asked, like, could the U.S. be a forgotten nation? And I was like, absolutely. And it's like, we can't say that as of now based on us living in the current times and like
For
the
sure.
egregiousness. But in the span, Egypt was a 10,000 year, like that was the difference, like 10,000 years of Egypt, and we know them a certain way versus like it. There was no actual records from this forgotten era. Like you have to learn about it through its surrounding territories. So it's like, and they have 1,000 years of history that's just unaccounted for. Which is like, America has only been around for 400 something, like
248, I believe.
Right? 1776.
I don't know, girl. Let's do some quick math. You better give me 1776.
How is it 200 years, but it's 400 years of slavery?
I know, right? I don't either. Yes, 249. Just like I said. Yeah, I'm confused about that as well. But you know,
come to find out, the whole like empires ending.
That was a freaking lie, Jaden.
It was a lie.
I was so pissed. So let me just clarify, because I've received a note from our viewers that we'll say things that we both know what we're gonna say, so then we never say the thing, and then the people are at home like, what were you about to say? So basically, there was this whole thing. I'm thinking it's real. I'm thinking it's a fact that empires or entities, what do they call it? What are they called? Empires?
Empires, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Empires, they only last for 250 years. And then after that, they kind of crumble inevitably. And the US is 200. At the time I saw it, I think the US was like 247 years old or something. Yeah, and I was like hey, we lit. Then I just recently saw, and Jada must have just seen it as well, that was just a theory that some random guy made up, and it was debunked because it was like, well, what about this? What about this? What about that? I felt like that empire that day.
Yeah.
I felt like I crumbled.
Literally.
I was
Roman
like,
Empire was way longer than that.
So we were counting down for nothing? I could delete the app off my phone then?
We literally had countdowns on our Instagram stories for like the downfall of the American
I'm preparing my home. I'm getting my rice up ready. My flashlights charged.
Okay.
It feels like Y2K all over again.
Though we still should. You know, I'm still pro survival pack.
Get ready, but don't think you're having a party next year.
Yeah. Don't think it's like it's going to be an end of year sale. No. It's going to be very much next year. Like, it's going to be the year after that and the year after that. It is crumbling. It is crumbling, but for reasons unrelated to 250 years being the exact number. Like, it may crumble in another 30 years. Like, you know.
Yeah, but even with that, you saw Don't Look Up, right?
Yeah.
So it's to me that the worst part about it is Don't Look Up is really a good picture painting of exactly what could happen and what would happen. Even though the people that caused it are they should be at fault, they're not going to bear the brunt of it at all.
No, they're going to be
if the US crumbles tomorrow, you think that man in office is going to feel the effects? He'll be out of a job, sure, but he will land on his feet and he will fly off to space. If we're lucky, his spaceship will be made by the same people that made that submersible.
Yes.
Oops, I shouldn't have said that, but I'm
happy we did. Anytime I think about that movie, the only part that I ever think about is when was it a person told, or was it an alien? I don't remember. Told Meryl Streep's character like how she'll die.
Yes.
And then she goes all the way to the new planet, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes all the way to the new planet, and then literally gets eaten by that thing. And I was like, that's just so crazy.
I think it might be a person on the street that's like a doomer type of person that's like she would just otherwise think is out of their mind or something. I think that might be what it is. I only saw it once because it was too real. Oh, you know what? It might have been a computer that had like some smart ability. It could have been anything. And now it's starting to seem like I didn't really see the movie, but I did. I really did. I just saw it so long ago. Right. Speaking of so long, let's move on to The Catch. This is where Jaden and I will continue, because we've already started, to catch you up on the things going on in the U.S. Can't even say the world because it's mostly all.
Let me throw my girl on there. Hold on.
Okay, while you type that, the first thing to catch up on is Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Challenge Pod, and if you haven't already deleted Twitter, follow us there at Challenge Pod as well. Instagram is probably your best bet for anything really being posted. I follow us on Twitter, and
There's no point. Honestly, I'm so
yeah,
tired of Twitter kind of in general that it's just like I'm kind of just gonna let the app die. Like I just don't want to be a
she's
part of
on her
it, especially
way.
in the professional kind of or like this kind of setting.
Yeah,
Over like Instagram is much just more convenient and
yeah.
less egregious.
Posts make more sense there. They're easier. Just post a clip versus like, what are you gonna
Yeah,
post a
versus like
video?
Twitter, I'm gonna post a clip and we're gonna get bots, and I just don't want that.
The bots are ridiculous.
And they're racist, and I just don't.
So I mean, they're racist everywhere, but I feel like I don't know, Instagram is just an easier, better platform for that. So the first thing on the catch list, Jaden has instructed me to write it down, and while I did do my research on it, I think you should introduce it.
Okay, and I actually have the clips pulled up, and I can share it into the stratosphere, into the anyway sphere. I hated it. Plaque Max.
Try it again.
Plaque Boy Max
Okay.
addresses harassment with the gay Twitter community after he made on his stream. He just okay. Sorry, I'm doing the thing again. I'm like, I know people are like, who is this? Why is this? And what is it?
Hello.
Plaque Boy Max is a streamer. Which I'm mad that we're talking about him. Which we're just using him as an avenue to have another conversation because I don't hate streamers, but I think they can go. But he is a streamer who now has like such a large following. You've likely seen clips of him, light skin, cut his hair. He used to have locks. Now he has a low cut. He recently went viral for the boys tried to smoke in the Airbnb that he was in, and he told them like they couldn't smoke in there, and they caused like a whole scene about it. They ended up writing a whole diss track about him because they couldn't. So it was so stupid, but whatever. Now he's addressing a video where he pulled his pants down and like smacked his butt on stream, and people were like commenting very nefarious things and DMing him similar things about like raw or like would or make it jiggle, do it like saying a bunch of like it's gay boys being
till the room stinks.
atrocious.
Yes,
Yeah, all that, yeah. And DMing him these same things like yo. So I'm going to play his harassment response.
Okay, wait. When you say pulled his pants down, you mean bare cheek or his Hanes panties?
In his underwear.
Okay.
Smacked his butt. But it was
weird.
Let me present. Share screen. It's easy with 2 monitors. Well, I don't care. They are like easier with 2 monitors. Well, I don't have 2 monitors. How about that? So what now? Okay.
We can't hear it, baby.
You can?
Or I can't hear it. I think you need to click on the video. Or maybe it's my fault. Let me see. Maybe it's me.
Producer, can you hear when I hit play?
I can't, but those of who are listening to this strictly audio, I know they're pissed. Because it's just us silently staring at the screen.
Why can't you hear it?
Is it only playing in your headphones, maybe?
Well, how do I change that?
You're asking the wrong words, and girl. When you shared your screen, did it have an option for playing sound? Yeah, so when I select it, there's like a share audio tab and you can toggle it on and off. So I would stop sharing, and then try again and make sure that you
present share screen.
And you see how
some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window. Share screen. Also share audio, share a tab instead.
I would just select the opposite that you just did.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it over here then.
So while he's doing that, basically he's addressing the harassment and also taking accountability for his actions that could have led to this. And he's saying, it's not right that this and that, and it's starting to really bother him. And the thing that we'll hear it when we hear it, but he also mentioned like, and if I, which is my least favorite point in arguments, and if I were a woman, ... and it's like,
Okay.
but this
Let me see.
happens to women all the time. Okay, let's see if it works.
Tab share. Okay, this should work.
Okay, let's see.
I was streaming one day.
Can you hear it?
And Aiden and came to my chat and rated my chat and said, "Yo, Drake dropped," but he didn't actually drop. So I was like, "Fuck y'all!" Turn around and smack my ass. Now I don't know if y'all seen, but this clip is going like OD viral. This shit is like triple platinum on gay Twitter. There's a lot of clips, images, blank of me that leads to me getting harassed. I don't know. Like, mad streamers do gay shit, but for some reason, whenever I do some shit that's slightly, it's going triple platinum on gay Twitter every time. I'm gonna keep it a buck every time. And it leads to me getting harassed. I know y'all see the comments of niggas talking about they want to impregnate me and change the geological physics of a man, all type of nut shit. I know y'all see that shit on Twitter. It's way worse than like comments and not comments, but DMs. Like, niggas be real life violent. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This shit really make me uncomfortable. It do, like, overly uncomfortable.
Okay, I think we get the point. So that's the first clip that is a direct response to and I wish I had the picture and video ready to show you like what he actually did. And I have several thoughts. Before I get to those thoughts, I'm going to play another video for you very quickly.
He's just sharing videos today now that he knows how. I know that's right.
Okay, listen. You pay for this StreamYard, I'm using it.
Y'all buy on gay Twitter, gang.
Okay. So this is the video that people... I saw this video a while ago. And can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it and hear it.
Okay. I've seen this video a while ago when it kind of first went around. And so when this new incident happened, someone reposted this to remind the conversation, or to remind people having the conversation some context. Now, here we go. It's only 6 seconds.
Whoa. Y'all viral on gay Twitter, gang. You want to get on there? No. And help grow your viewership? Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just a little confused personally because people are... Is it even true that he went triple viral? Please shut up. It did blow up. I'm not gonna lie.
So you saw it without...
I saw it organically. Yeah, like I saw it when it first popped up, and I saw it every time I scrolled.
Oh,
down.
So what he said was kind of true.
It was kind of true, but also, why are you so into gay Twitter that you knew it went triple platinum? But I can see like the comments blowing up, and that's probably why. Or like his Google alerts may have gone.
But wait, actually, they didn't tag him though. I'm sure that they're sharing the clip.
That's
it. So he wouldn't have saw it.
But it's probably somebody in his camp that honestly probably
saw.
And his comments probably blew up. His DMs did likely blow up because the gays are egregious. I'm not disagreeing with that. So where I stand like in 2 lanes, or 1 lane with my legs spread wide.
Gay Twitter,
and not for him. One, I do think the gays have to like stop. Like there is a preying on straight men outside of this situation that is really like kind of scary and
dangerous.
Unfortunate and very dangerous, for both honestly parties. And I just don't think it's where we should be spending our time, effort. And it's like we didn't do all the fighting to be still trying to get straight men. Like, that's not the point. I think a lot of us would find love if we stop looking for people who really don't like want us, or like have shown a specific, like, you want to turn him out so bad that like you're gonna turn up missing, like, and dead. Like, I just don't think that's worth it. But what I will say is a lot of these straight men are playing into like gay aesthetics. Like, first of all, the style of dressing currently popular for straight men started with the butch queens. Like, the gay boys who, you know, present as straight or like dress like straight men, this was their aesthetic. The tight jeans, the boots, the Rick Owens, and like the torn look. Like, these are gay aesthetics that they are dressing into, which is fine until like someone says like, this outfit's a little gay, and they're like, what? And like, now you scared to pull that crop top back out. You got, like, you know, you got this, your stylist is gay and he put you in it. Like, you know, this is coming straight from the source. So I'm always confused by that. But then you also are openly saying like, they get your viewership up. So you have no problem with them all viewing you while you pull your pants down and smack your butt, but you are you're confused by the result of getting an entirely gay audience,
right?
And then often doing gay things. Like, I just don't get how you think you can have like the horse with no like chariot. Like, if
I've
this is
never
16
heard that
carriages,
expression.
if this is 16 carriages driving away.
Okay,
Voila.
it is definitely gay Twitter, because I'm expecting there to be a cake to be mentioned, the eating of the cake.
No,
You
because
like
it was too on the nose for cake and eating. No shade. So,
well,
because he was smacking his butt, and that was one of the comments that people were making.
My thing is, people always want what they want until they get what they want, because you're saying that this demographic is going to increase your viewership, but do you think they're going to silently watch?
Like, you think they're not going to be fully invested? You thought you were going to have a whole gay audience and then be with women? Like,
I'm sorry, have you met a gay man? You think they're going to be silent?
You think they're going to be quiet about someone who's attractive? Have you seen them just talk about the white boy of the week? Like,
and they're hideous? So if you think you're actually cuter than him, you think they're going to be quiet about it? How are they going to spread the word?
My thing is, it's not like you're like, this is a video of you playing basketball.
Right.
It's and I don't want to do the thing of like, well, you should have worn that, so you should have known, like, da-da-da. But I think that's different from pulling your pants down and smacking your butt on your stream after you've built a gay following. Like, and it's also, I just think you have aligned yourself with a certain demographic of people and are confused why those people are saying what you've been watching them say this entire time. And I think you have a right to say like it's inappropriate, but you also have to change your actions.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I mean, come on now, that's physics, geological physics. I don't even know what that combination of words has to do with.
It was just a combination of words, honestly.
Just word salad. I definitely agree, or I'm not minimizing the fact that he felt harassed, etc., etc.
Because he was, and I'm not saying that, or there's no denialism here. Like, he absolutely was,
right?
And I saw it for myself, especially if people went into his DMs. Like, making comments on Twitter is one thing, but like to go DM somebody, that's a bit much. Like, y'all have to stop.
It is a bit much, but let's block and move on. My thing, because then later in the video, which we didn't watch, he says like, and this is inappropriate and it's not right, because if I were a woman, this would not be okay, and people would do all this. It's not okay now, and because I've seen clips of him doing the same thing to women that he's saying the gay men do to him.
Yes.
So it's not okay when they do it to anybody, and that's why you should also stop doing it.
And this is also a week after a conversation around NBA YoungBoy having the same thing. Like, he posted
NBA YoungBoy or NLE Choppa.
NLE Choppa.
See how the names are just made up. See, and they don't make sense.
They beef, whatever. So I really just
sure.
I don't know, nor care. But the one who, if I was a bad, I want to me too. Like, the one who
he
made
has
that
song. He on one video he has like on a black kilt and like pants underneath, and he dresses kind of like effeminate and like poses similarly. He's skinny and he's tall.
skinny, short. I don't know if he's tall or short.
I don't know.
I meant to say short, but short came out because you said tall. But he had a picture on a magazine cover, I think, where like he had his like pants pulled down and his like cheeks out or whatever. And it's just after
Yes.
like several several moments of him like playing into queer aesthetics as they always do. And like Luar dressed him in this like see-through garment thing. It was whatever. But he had just addressed like he's not queer baiting because like he's showing his, which he was absolutely correct. Like, how is he showing his body off like trying to bait queer people when he actively keeps saying like he respects everyone, he's just not gay. Like, he's not gay, but he has no problem with people appreciating him that are gay, whatever. So I completely agree with that. This is a little different because
he's doing it on purpose.
You're literally doing it on purpose. And I'm still not saying it's queer baiting. I think my whole idea of queer baiting has shifted where like it's more about the person being baited. Like, it's more about like if someone can catch you, you baited yourself with like images.
You ate it.
Okay, like you got the worm, baby. Like, that's about it. But it's just weird and unfortunate that we're still having this conversation around this when you built a following off of gay people and then are confused when they give you gay reactions.
Hello, and goodbye. You know what else is weird and unfortunate? I'll take back the weird part because I don't want to get slain. You know what's unfortunate? You know what's unfortunate? That lady, Beyonce, announces a tour for Cowboy Carter. And I know what everyone at home is thinking. What are you talking about? You guys talk about Beyonce every other week on your podcast. I thought you'd be excited. With what money?
Right.
I just told you I'm enjoying the simple pleasures of cheese. You think I can afford $100, $200, $400, $800 ticket? Baby, I barely got into Renaissance. And I was in the back row.
Girl, and we know what kind of merch you got.
And I would do it again. I can't wait to see that man standing outside the concert with merch. I don't know if I'm going to go. It really all depends on what the state of the world is in that time period, how much the tickets cost. Because if it's giving every large gathering of people is scared for their life, I will be staying home.
Absolutely.
That's my only stadium concert I've ever been to, and I don't love the vibe of the let out. It's too much.
The let out is only fun if you're gay.
It's only fun if you don't have work the next day.
If you have a link up, like if
you drove,
if there's people there that you're going to meet or see that you want to like run into.
No, I mean literally when they're letting you out, not even getting out of the building. Why is there an elbow in my throat?
Oh yeah, that part.
Y'all are doing too much.
I'm
much
like,
pushing.
You know what, the let out? I'm like, the let out's fun.
When she dismisses the class,
right,
and everybody is just like pushing to get out, and the train. I know I lost you there.
Sure did.
But I think the cars are gridlocked too.
They are.
Either way. Good for her, but let's take a second to read the room, baby.
My issue with
she should have announced it on the 14th because that would have been a more appropriate time.
But she's not going to because she needs our refund checks. She needs our tax refund checks every time. They did a show. They showed like every time she announces a tour for like the past few tours, and they've always been like February 14th, February 3rd, March 1st. Like,
right,
girl, just say you need our refund checks. Like, for some reason, when we get paid, you think your hand has to be like involved in it somehow. And girl, it is not that. We already give it to Uncle Sam. We can't give it to Aunt B. We can't give it to you, babe.
Not both.
And I personally don't know if I want to go to this tour because I just don't think it's necessary. I don't think Cowboy Carter really needs a tour, personally. I just think the Cowboy Carter era should be over, personally, and we need to be moving on to the next thing.
That's because you're excited for the next one. That's why.
I am excited for the next one, and I'm also over the current one. Like, because she seems to be over it, and also the world is kind of just past. So much new music and so much good music has come out, and I'm not opposed to, like, lingering on things or like slow cooking a quality meal, but the Wingstop that takes 20 minutes for me to pick up, like, it's also good. Like, it's also yummy yum and delicious. So I just don't think we needed to wait 2 years, 45 days,
It
and
has been
2
like
checks.
a very long time.
It's been so long. She's paid this album dust besides Beyonce Bowl. Like, I think she did that for Renaissance as well. But I feel like this Cowboy Carter was even more dust. Like, and it got lost in the dust because so much other things were happening at the same time. So it's like we can't even fully honor this project, this album, or be excited for a tour because we're trying to save our money because we don't know what's about to happen. Like, who's flying to you based on all the flights that have been landing how they've been landing?
Who is gathering for a patriotic or anti-patriotic event in the thousands today?
In the thousands, when what just happened in New Orleans a few weeks ago.
I think, and unfortunately for her, because she is so strategic, I think her timing is off on this
It's
one.
so off.
This would be so good, like I was saying before we started the podcast, in 2030, when we're trying to rebuild, if we even get there. In 2030, once we get past this, or not even past, once we get through it and we're continuing to work on it. But right now, I personally am not in the space where I'm trying to reclaim the American flag and what it means to be American and to take pride in my heritage in this patriotic way. I'm really kind of focusing on right now, like making sure that my family and all the people that I love stay safe and fed and warm. And I can't unfortunately eat your album.
No.
And the dancing that I do from your album doesn't warm me up enough.
No, because it's only the last half. Like, the last third of the album that I'm even moving even just enough. Like, the other times I'm having to drink the tears and like replenish my body. And we already know that we can't reclaim American flags or American things. Like, we're just not even going to go down that road.
No,
again.
Betsy Ross has a lock on it. I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah, no, I just can't do it for you or even like convince myself to do it for you. But I will say, if y'all see me at this concert, mind your business.
I was
like,
just about to say that.
If you see me there, you didn't. Like, and you may see me again. Like, I may go to Act 2 and 3 because I do need to see Bodyguard live in color. I need to see her bring out Miley Cyrus for 2 Most Wanted. I need to see her perform Yaya live. I need to see Alligator Tears a lot. Like, I do need the full production and the full kit and caboodle, but I also need my ducats. Like, I also need my doubloons to myself.
Yeah.
Because I have other things I have to prioritize. The girls are in school. The girls are losing their jobs. Like, the girls are literally getting their jobs things and snatched. And you want to come bring my DEI behind over to Wells Fargo Center or the Met, wherever you want to perform, for $600 an hour? No, I can't do it, mama. I can't.
And you're gonna be late, and that's really gonna piss me off.
And you gotta buy clothes for it. Like, there's so much that goes into it, and like the travel, the Beyonce has boosted economies in cities and towns. Like, it's going to be such a thing, and she's now like a governmental entity because they move things for her. Like, they will shut down full highways because they know they gave her days just for being in their town for 45 minutes to an hour. Like,
true.
All this can happen because it's one woman. Like, maybe not right now. Maybe hold off. Maybe let's not wear American flag things under a Trump presidency. Like, maybe let's not.
I think that if she announced it when she initially wanted pre-inauguration, but then had the tickets go on sale closer to when the refunds checks came out, I might be more apt to say, okay, well, I'm not going to give you my refund check. I'm so sorry. I have plans for that money 2 years ago.
But I was
plans for that money. But exactly, I got a couple checks coming up before then. But to your point about if you see me there, no, you didn't. If you see me there, you don't know how I got there. So once again, mind your business. And if you see me there, pray for us all.
Yeah. And we're going to go into someone who's actually doing good for the world.
Yeah.
Talk
about that.
There's this woman on TikTok who is in Pakistan currently, like doing like running headlines. They are literally following this woman around all over Pakistan with microphones and cameras. She's clearly from New York. And she's like telling them like, I need the government to give me $100,000 a month or $5,000 a week, or they need to give me land and all. She's making her demands, and they're gonna give it to her. And I don't even have much detail for it, or like I could tell y'all where to go to find it, because you really just need to
Post it on
dive. Oh yeah, y'all need to. I'll put it on, or maybe I'll put a clip on. I'll repost a clip onto our Instagram, but y'all really just have to like dive into this yourself and the lore around the entire thing, because like there's a lot happening, and she's really a woman like in a mental health episode that's also running it. Like it's just like Black women from New York really can like do anything they want to, because they have the will, the strength, and the power.
Correct.
And watching her like just work these people this way, and they're giggling, like watching the people are like, where are you from? She's like, none of your business. And it's just like that really just does something for me personally, because I love her. Like I want her to go far and really win and succeed over there. She deserves it.
I think there's nothing wrong with stating what you want and making it clear. Say what you want very clearly so that you're not misunderstood. If you want $5,000, say that. Don't say, I would love more resources. What resources? Maybe we can't give you resources. We got to give you actual stuff.
Yeah.
Her putting her neck on the government, getting all this press, that's more of what we should be doing.
Yes. Like she's starting movements, and we're over here like quicking and buckling at the knees, trying to figure out what's happening and what's going on with the world. And she's running the industry over there. Like she literally came in and shook everything up, and it's media coverage, like the only media coverage they got currently. Like there's nothing else apparently going on in Pakistan, because all they can do is send all the reporters out to follow her. She literally was like, she had the mic, and she was like, I'm done, and gives the mic. She's like, here, take it, because she was done talking to one
holding
reporter,
the mic,
like,
which is crazy.
That's such power, like that's such influence, and no one's doing it quite like her. And she really
leveraged her power.
I want the best for her, truly.
No, genuinely. And like we said before the podcast began, stay over there. Honestly, you might be in government over there. You might really start making some stuff happen.
Yes.
That right there is foreign affairs. That's how you build bridges and make allies. I didn't write this down and we didn't discuss this, but it made me think about this DEI, Black women making demands, etc., etc., etc. Did you see that video of Tabitha Brown?
I forgot about Target.
Me too, until just now.
I'm so happy we're bringing this up.
And I've been meaning to. What are you? So basically, for those of you who don't know, which is possible,
we was about to just
go right in. Trump announces, he's cutting DEI, whatever that means, rolling it back. People in DEI are losing their jobs. Then Target follows suit, even though they don't really have to, and start firing people.
No company had to do anything.
DEI people, basically, not Black people, because DEI means Black sometimes. People that work in DEI things, which is weird from Target because they have such a plentiful Black history collection every year. Juneteenth collection. They partner with Black artists.
I was picking up my dog from the groomers, and I got a notification from Target saying that we're honoring all the Black History Month stuff, and come shop our collections.
Target said, we don't care about you. We're firing I won't say what they said because I don't cuss, but it was a hard ER that they said on the post. And everyone's like, oh, say less. That's fine. We won't shop at Target. If you won't even, pay us, why would we spend our money with you? Right? It makes sense to me. Y'all know I love a boycott. I don't care. I don't have to eat there. I don't have to do none of that. Now, I'm saying it because it's places that I don't already frequent, so it's easy. But I feel like if I'm put to the test, I will still be okay with boycotting certain things. People are saying this, and then Tabitha Brown, who we all know has multiple collections with Target and partnerships with Target, she's talking about, I understand you're valid, etc., etc., but what, baby? I'm not gonna
She's like,
shop you.
she's like,
Target doesn't care.
There are Black companies only existing within Target, and you are messing up the opportunities for them by doing this boycott of everyone. If anything, you should only go in and shop specific people. Huh?
Do you guys think that Target's money comes in different shades? It's all green. They do not care, girl. They don't care if you're spending all your money on Q-tips or if you're buying frozen pasta meals. The money's going to come back to them green. So you saying, oh, shop this business because da 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 da, and people in the comments love to miss. They miss it every time when their leader speaks. They listen. They're like, I know that's right, y'all. Let's go in there and let's buy her whole collection out. Let's sell Target out. Just mail a check to the CEO's office for all that, girl.
Like,
you just did too much.
Something she said, which I think is important to add, was like, some of us have our primary locations at, like, you can shop online, but because majority of people are buying it at these locations, there's not enough in storage areas or like staffing for that matter to be able to like ship out how many orders they're receiving in stores. Or like, you know, if people were to convert from shopping at Target to shopping online, they don't have the bandwidth to be able to honor that. But it's just so interesting. And this is where like we see where it's coming up.
That took a while.
It did, even though we talked about it.
We talked around
time.
it. We just never mentioned it.
We tried to make sure, you know. But Black capitalists will always be forced to choose their side.
There it goes.
So that's what the entire thing is about. Like, yes, you are in the store, and we've not fought for you to get in the store because this is based off your own thing, but because of people were you even invited into this environment. So the fact that they are willfully and like openly and blatantly doing something that they don't have to do by getting rid of like a DEI programming or like DEI initiatives, you should have been up there talking to them like, well, you can put my stuff on the shelves. Like, even if you have a contract, you should be up there like, y'all are making a huge mistake because we bring in such like so many clients for y'all or so many customers that you're about to have a huge dip. And even if it affects my sales, I still have on. Like, she should have worked this a certain way, but instead she used her southern drawl to be so like terrifying. And what I saw someone say, like, outside of, you know, the actual conversation, it's a little scary that her sweet southern twang was like co-opted to be like, shop my stuff. Like, it was co-opted to kind of do something else, and we should be looking at her a different way because she was able to turn it, like switch it on to being like this, I was gonna say warmonger, but like that's a lot.
She just basically forgot the whole messaging of it all. Like,
of it all, of like, my sweet baby, of like accessibility.
Yeah, you have your opportunity.
Like, the whole point was you being vegan and trying to show other people like their potential to do the same or like their avenue to do the same. But I don't know why anyone's surprised when she married a cop. But
hello, Jaden, I have been biting my tongue about that for so long because I'm like, but I love her. Her messaging is so wonderful. She's so fun. She's so sweet, and she's from North Carolina, just like me. I'm gonna let her have a cop husband.
And but she retired him. So like, okay.
Even worse. Like, actually, that's good. We need to get those cops.
We need to get him out of there. But yeah, I think even when George Floyd, there was a whole incident, she had inappropriate things to say about that. Like, there were.
I was shielded.
Allegedly.
Okay, because I was gonna say I didn't see it.
My For You page, my what's it called? Did not show me that. It showed me
they shielded me.
Black Boy Max smacking his butt, but it did not show me. I would say Cynthia Erivo. It did not show me
because it did show you Cynthia.
It did, sadly. It did show me Cynthia. No shade. But it was just so interesting to watch her switch so quick. Like, instead of you picked your side, and that's always what it comes down to. Like, you picked the side that you wanted to stand on, and the people didn't necessarily agree with you. Like, your comments may have, but like the people at large had a lot to say, and she wasn't the only one. She pretty much came out first, but like there was I forget the other brand who did the same thing, who was saying the same exact thing, and it's like, well, maybe y'all should take the time between now and when y'all contract is up to figure out how you're going to move your entire business to online instead of trying to tell Black people not to boycott a company doing things that they didn't have to do. And it's interesting because Target, it's like you said already, it was out of reach for most people anyway. Like it's more expensive. It's out the way. Like it's already been placed in certain areas in communities, like in white only areas or white high populated locations, where this same conversation is not going to happen around Walmart.
No.
Walmart has positioned itself to be a necessity in a lot of Black and who fall under DEI umbrella like communities, and they've gotten rid of all their competitors because just the nature
monopoly.
of the game.
Yeah,
They're not. Amazon and Walmart both did the same thing, and you don't hear people talking about boycotting either one of them
because they can't. Unfortunately,
you literally can't.
So
they should. We absolutely should, and like it's a must, and we actually
we've been trying for years.
But because too many people rely on these businesses to get their like main source of anything, like Target, you're gonna have to run that. No shade. Like you need these hands, and Tabitha, since you want to fight for them so bad, you're up first. Like that's really how it's gonna have to be.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're totally right about the like necessity of a Walmart or an Amazon. Like I could be wrong, and I would love for the chat to sound off about this, but I don't know of any Targets located strategically in food deserts and being some people's only means for skincare, food, housing, cleaning
that area.
Like I don't know them to be that. In my mind, Targets are luxury. Like you're not going there because they're the only place that sells the thing that you need to live. Now, if they're the only place that sells your favorite brand of blah blah blah, that's something else. But it's still not like unfortunately, I can't boycott Target type of situation because every Target I know has a grocery store probably like 5 minutes down the road, or even a Sam's Club, BJ's right next door as well. Walmart, though, like I was saying earlier, if they tap on me to boycott like places like Giant or Walmart or where I solely am able to get my groceries,
it's a lot harder to do.
It'll be a lot harder. But Target, okay, I think I used all my my gift cards from 2020 already, so
right,
that's fine.
And to do Walmart, it would take not restructuring, but it would take a huge investment into community building of like, hey, going your elder neighbor, like driving them to the store, or like, saving up an extra $20 for them to be able to get the same groceries they were getting out of Walmart. Or, like it would take a lot of community investment and leaning on one another in order to do that. But, that's not where we're at currently. And, the girls are telling us to avoid boycotts to go buy their lunch bags. So
that's like, kind of wild to say. I would have rather her
nothing you have is a necessity. Nothing you're selling
a cutting board,
a requirement. A cutting board with like I'm Black and I'm proud on it. Like that's not a requirement.
I don't need it. I would love it. It's cute, but I don't need it. People are already making it up. Like as I said earlier with the cheese thing, I love making stuff up. People, when they buy stuff from Target, they're making it up. Like you made up the need for this thing. You just made that up. Your whole shopping cart's made up. There's a whole joke about when you go to Target, you never buy just the one thing you went in there for. All of it's made up. Tabby, I'm so sorry. I'm not going there. You should have said nothing.
You literally didn't have to say a word.
And we would have been... they would have secretly shopped for you. Everybody's not really going to boycott Target. There are still going to be Black people in Target. I bet you there's 25 in aisle 7 right now. They would have secretly shopped for you, but you spoke too loud
and too soon. My final thing about the whole thing, and it's not even about this Target situation, but Black people's desire for buying into luxury is really like just overconsumption at its highest. Like I was watching a TikTok of someone like trying to and they just had a bunch of stuff. Like your daily routines are you just playing with toys all day. Like you literally aren't even buying things of value. You're buying like random items that you only will use for these TikTok videos, and then you'll put to the side and never use again when you had a way of living that was perfectly fine prior to this. Like this didn't solve an issue. I think it created a new one by you now having 45 versions of this thing.
Jaden, that is so on point. You are so on the money. I think it was either last night or today, saw a video of this woman who was like, this is my daily routine. People were commenting like, this is the life I aspire. Black. I'm just going to say black in parentheses. And when she opened her closet, Jaden, I almost fell out of my bed. I screamed. She opened her pantry and there were rows and rows and rows of different colored Stanley Cups. You think that 20 Stanley Cups is better than one? Or a pack of 20 plastic water bottles? You think that Stanley Cups are going to break down faster than plastic?
You need a Stanley Cup for every outfit.
Jaden, when I say I screamed. Why can't we do like temporary wallpaper stickers for Stanley Cups if you need a different color every day? Like a phone case. You don't have a different phone every day. You should have a different phone case.
Hello.
Which is also overconsumption.
And that's also
I've been rocking with this busted black phone case for so long.
Child.
Girl, my phone case is falling off the bone, Jaden.
Child, phone tore up.
I'm not gonna take mine out because if I drop it, it will be done.
But it's just like y'all are wasting your money trying to keep up with people who are already like well ahead. Like,
and what you're seeing is not their real life, obviously.
It's not their real life, baby. And you're struggling to do this. Like, pay that bill.
Jaden,
like,
pay your bills. Pay the rent.
I want Ray to pay his bills. Like, I want I want y'all to cut it out. You don't need these things. They're not adding actual value to your life. You cannot possibly use 25 Stanley Cups.
No.
It's not like when you have friends over, everyone gets one for the day. Like,
you're
still out the regular glass cups and using them. Like,
Jaden, it's so pointless. And you know it's
cups
fake.
with paper plates.
Stanley Cups, but you gotta have a candlelight dinner because you didn't pay your electric bill.
Stanley Cups, but the only person using them is that man that you let sleep there every night because
he don't have a home. Stanley Cups, but you on a bus because you actually, you know what? Let me keep it cute. Let me keep it cute. Let me keep it cute because people do deserve luxury, little luxury. No. That's nobody's line because you should be able to have a Stanley Cup and other stuff.
Yeah,
but let me say this,
take a bus.
This is a fake Stanley, and I got it for my job.
Fake Stanley,
and I got it for my job. I didn't pay for this.
You don't need them. Them Stanley Cups and them Shein purchases. Y'all have to stop.
You have to.
Clothes shouldn't be $2. I'm sorry. Clothes
thrifted.
If it's already made, sure, but you shouldn't be buying new items for $2.
Jeans.
Your full pair of jeans
for $1.50
with lead and the microplastics literally seeping into your skin for $1.79.
If you have skin left.
Why are you paying more for delivery than you are for your clothes?
Girl, I don't buy clothes online just because I just not even on this type of energy, just because I can't trust the sizing. Speaking of sizing, I think as we've been speaking about, people, it's not a thing, I know. People have been getting too big for their britches. Recently, the owner of Twitter, I don't even feel like saying his name. Let's call him something else. Ethan. I'm talking about Elon Musk, guys, just for those who are like, who is Ethan? Right. Ethan, as we know, he spent, I think, $227 million or something like that in helping that man get elected for president, which already is illegal. Like paying people to vote a certain way is illegal.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't matter. As we discussed,
Nazi.
Republicans do whatever they want. And let me tell you something else. Everybody in that office is a Nazi. He's just the loudest. But he recently has gained access to our federal payment center system, which is used for, like we said, Social Security, any government job, and they're getting paid like different, basically everything that the government would need to pay for something to the people. That's the system. And it obviously encompasses everybody's personal data, their social security number, all that information. Now, to that point, I already know they got it. I know my social security and everybody else's numbers have been leaked already. But either way, it's just getting so much more frustrating, scary, and annoying. And these are the smallest words I could think of. I mean, the biggest words I could think of, because it's much more than this. But for regular and can let's just call it what it is, civilian immigrants. He's not even a citizen of the US.
No.
And he's not even a political figure in any country. And he has, for some reason, access to the US federal payment center system. I keep saying center. If you weren't already outraged from the day you were born, you should be outraged now.
Yes.
Check on your strong friends, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And check on your bank accounts, because
don't check, it's gone. Actually,
yeah.
Let me check right now.
My thing is,
I'm scared.
One, he's not from here, which I'm not against, I don't have to explain all that, but
no.
I don't know why people think billionaires are like smart people or like quality people or like better than the average person, especially when they get their money through being a nepo baby or like
exploiting
other. Like, I don't understand why we think these people are smart. And it's interesting that we value people this way, and then like how we look at like the world. But the fact that he has access to our money, first of all, we already owe everyone everything. But the fact that he has access to this when he's already like spent all of his money on getting this person, like, it's just interesting to me. And I don't know what we think is going to happen besides the worst things ever. I have no thoughts.
Me neither. I just wanted to say that, but we weren't recording at the time that this happened, and I promise, I just want to say, and we can move right on. Joe Biden is so disgusting and trifling for clearing the debts of the Ukraine, like their Ukraine debt from the US, and leaving the American people up to their necks with debt.
Absolutely.
Everyone's talking about, now that's what presidents are. He has a terrible legacy, number one. He sucks. He's the worst president I've ever lived through. Okay.
They're all pretty terrible.
Let me think. They're all pretty bad, but I'm the most old and the most cognizant of this one. So we'll say it's him. And he's one of the least qualified that I've lived through. The guy that we have now is definitely not qualified because of his background, blah, blah, blah. But Joe Biden, and this is not ageist. This is not to say that people that are older can't do the job. But this man doesn't even know what day of the week it is. Should he have the nuclear
When
codes?
Trump said, is he somewhere asleep?
Sleepy Joe?
He was like, and then Joe was talking to me, and I don't even know what. No, when he said something, he was like, do you know what you just said?
Wake him up from his nap.
I lived, no shade.
That was all I wanted to say about him. That's it. He's
it.
disgusting. I never liked him, never will.
Speaking
and you know what? Sorry, let me just say this again. I want to have a child just so I can see what they put in the history books when my child is of history book learning age. That's true. There's an easier way to do it. I know. There's an easier way to get access.
Buy the history book, or like just go visit.
No, I'm not buying
high school.
I'm not buying a history book, and no, I'm not visiting. I'm gonna ask my sister's kids. Obviously.
Oh, true.
You talking about buying a history book? I ain't buying no history books.
I literally was just telling my friends that I think the 3 history teachers at my school are like COINTELPRO, because why are y'all all white? Why are they like? Mind you, this school is predominantly black, and y'all are all white. And then
I know
we have a Holocaust class, AP Euro, and then like U.S. and American history, or like U.S. and world history, whatever. And I'm like, and then the African American class was like a special elective that only a few people can get into, kind of thing. And the guy who ran that is fired now because he went on Facebook and said like, these people are racist. But he's more like Hotepi, but I still live. And the reason I say that is because I can't help but get over this one moment where I think about my one teacher saying that Africa didn't develop because of it's because of where it's located on the map. And it's like, huh?
Where he's trying to say Africa would be bigger if it were located geographically somewhere else on the map.
It'd be more advanced if
Right.
it was located closer to other entities. Like, because
so its
the
own
West,
setback. The only setback it has.
and not the robbing of all its natural resources,
pillaging.
and everything. Like
The colonizing, the raping, all that. Oh,
none of that.
oh.
But I think, okay, to be fair, now that I'm thinking about it again, I think he's talking about when that happened. Like when the people got there and the only thing they was doing was farming land. He's like, they were only this far because they were on where they were on the map, and these people were associated with other, like, Europe is vast enough to where they're encountering other cultures and able to like have some type of things go around. But I'm like, I also don't trust the retelling of history that way. Like,
Absolutely
I don't
not.
trust that when they arrived in Africa that what they saw was what they claimed they saw.
But also, same thing. Advance in what like the
Advance in what
people are
way?
happy,
Like,
healthy. Now we got
in-
everything under the sun wrong, and we have all the technology to solve it. But it was created. All the problems are created. Jaden, I'm begging. Change the subject before I get my tinfoil hat out of the drawer.
Okay, let's move on. Speaking of tinfoil hats, Potomac Reunion has just released their
Real Housewives of Potomac.
Real Housewives of Potomac. Sorry, I know the term Potomac is not good right now. Real Housewives of Potomac had just released their reunion trailer. Not really much to talk about besides us being excited for it. And I think once we watch the actual reunion, we'll be able to have more conversation about it. But as of right now, like, what are you looking forward to from the clip? First of all, did you see how everybody looked?
Amazing.
Everyone looked fantastic.
Fantastic. Never
Jacqueline
before.
looked a little boring, but you know.
Don't like her. When I say everyone, I don't ever include Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you.
She's not relevant.
What's her name looked fantastic.
Giselle
looked great. Wendy always looks
she's
great.
Pretty.
Wendy, I never am concerned with what she's wearing.
Her
Giselle,
hair this season was fantastic.
I'm always concerned, but she looked impeccable.
She looked so cute. Yeah.
For the reunion. Ashley looks great. Ashley's also another one where like Ashley can put it on sometimes.
You see that episode?
Yeah, sadly. But what's her name? The girl who was on there for like a week.
Yana? Jazzy.
Jazzy looked.
I wanted her to be on the show.
So good. Jazzy looked amazing.
She's gorgeous. She's stunning.
Child, she aired that man and like, I think you're cheating. And
that's why we need her on the show. We having a fun little kiki couple.
And she's
game.
like, I think you are cheating.
I do believe my husband's cheating or my fiance. Girl, what? And he's like, I know you think that. What? You're not upset that she just said that, even if it is true in front of all these people he does not know? Jacqueline is what we deserve as a nation because we have failed in so many ways. But we wanted Jazzy. Wrong Jay.
We did want it.
Wrong Jay.
But I appreciate Jacqueline because we get to get on her.
I wanted her to shut up so much.
So much. Stop sticking up for Mia because you make everything worse.
Mia sucks.
Mia does suck, but I also love me some Mia. Like, I don't think Mia should
I'm
go
not
anywhere.
Surprised that you love Mia.
I don't love Mia, but
you love what she brings.
I love what she brings to the show.
I know.
Because she's a liar and she's a man. She's like always full of it.
Yes.
And she's always just like, well, your kids were sneaking in.
When she said, we're not talking about your DUI.
Okay, like she be on them.
She does.
But I'm just excited for the reunion because this season has been like interesting enough where I think. But what's funny is I think the reunion is going to be the best part because so much has come out post recording, like post filming. So much has happened where now they're able to talk about it. Did you see sidebar Salt Lake City?
This last season, no.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Did you see it? Did you see anything about Mary's son?
Yes, I did. I did see those clips.
Beautiful. That was intense.
That was powerful.
That was a very like powerful moment. Like,
yeah.
And then on the other reunion, they crying, of course, because like that moment was like
that was really, really awesome to see. So basically, on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, this mom is having a very open and vulnerable conversation with her son who's battling with addiction, and they're just talking about it. And she's just, I think she handled the conversation well.
She did as well as one would.
And I think based off of the way he's sharing and his receptiveness to share, we see that she's clearly been a great mother to him, and that he
Yeah.
even feels comfortable to even on camera, no less. Like you
Yeah.
have to be a heck of a safe space for someone to air that out on camera for a
On
show they're
camera.
not even on for real. That
And
was
then
really good.
and then what it also did was anytime I would see another clip of him earlier in the season, you would see it. Like
Mm.
when he was getting food, like she had brought pizza or some food got delivered or something, and he was in there and how he was talking and how he was moving. It's like, okay, like you can clearly see this on him, like in something he's dealing with. So the reality TV girls are really killing it. Traders, I didn't watch the current season.
Oh, you haven't? You're
But
not caught up.
I followed through like the clips.
Right.
I also didn't watch last season, but I've also followed through the clips.
Actually, I've never seen it at all.
So literally seen like an episode, but from that episode and from all the clips, also, RuPaul's Drag Race. Been watching it through the clips. Such a good season.
So when you say you're watching something, are we to just infer that it's through clips?
No, if I'm watching something and I'm sharing that I watched it, I will say I watched it. But the things I'm sharing right now, I have only watched the clips. In this past episode, when Lily B. Collins or whatever her name is, she battled Ariete in the lip sync for your life. She had Ariete to the ropes, honey. Like she and it's Lydia B. Collins. Hold on, let me see. She gagged like she's not the girl. Like she's not the girl you expect to be eating like this.
Right.
And she comes out, mind you, her costume for runway was like a huge penis costume. It was.
Share the clip. Share the clip in the chat.
I will. But then there's this. Then they do the lip sync challenge to Boogie Wonderland, and she's running it. Like when I say running, it's like every time she opens her thing, it's like at a perfect point.
Yeah.
She's like giving sex, but she's also giving like boogie. So much to the point where there's a clip going around right now where she was doing like a dance and RuPaul was doing it with her. So and that's how she knew that she got it. Like she knew she's like, I'm winning because Lydia was running it, and then the other girls. Now I'm just geeking about the show from clips.
You're like watching 30 seconds at a time.
They've been getting into it because there's been girls who have been winning that a lot of the girls don't think should win because a lot of the girls think that they're fashion girlies, and these two aren't necessarily fashion girlies, but they're doing quality drag.
Right.
Anyone who actually is a fashion girly would understand that what they are doing is also very fashion forward, and they're low-key running it, and the other girls are mad that they feel entitled to like I look good. She's like her outfit's not better than mine, and it's like but drag is not just about the outfit, it's about the performance, it's about it's so much that goes into it. And I don't even watch the show, as I've stated for the fourth time, but the clips.
Did you ever watch the show?
No, I watched everything through clips, and I fall in love with drag queens through their own shows. Like I talking about Trixie and Katya, Bob and Monet, of course. There's these other two who are funny, but I don't necessarily know their names. But like I know plenty of them through their podcasts and other things.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll watch the show. I watched the first episode with other people.
We know. I've seen it.
Of
like I've
season.
seen. Oh no, I'm like 5 seasons behind. If I'm going to be honest with you, I used to watch, but then I just stopped because I didn't feel like it anymore. So that was the catch and other things. So much more has happened. Obviously, so many horrific things that have taken place, and just because we didn't talk about it doesn't mean that we don't care about it. So just acknowledging all the lives that were lost this past week for things that could have been prevented years in advance, and it's really just sad, and my heart and prayers and all of those things go out to the lives that were lost. And watching the clips there it goes again, the clips of how these people are being honored by those who survived them is really beautiful. Seeing like with the little girls who were on the one in Potomac, the gymnast, like how they set up these like little squishmallows in the chairs that they used to sit on, and people like hug the squishmallows. It's really beautiful to see. So definitely wanted to acknowledge that before moving on to Take It or Leave It. But now it is time for Take It or Leave It. oldie but goodie. We haven't had this one in a minute because y'all aren't sharing your tea. And I get it. You feel like you can't trust us with it because you've given it to us and we've mishandled it in the past. But
In the
that
past, we
is
don't do that
the
anymore.
past. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. So please write in your questions. And if you want to tell us a messy story or a funny story or whatever kind of story, email us at childanywaypod@gmail.com or Instagram, childanywaypod.com. Either way, the avenues are there. So this one's a quick maybe question that kind of goes into the things that we've already discussed today. So this person asks, thoughts on buying merch at a concert. Every time I go to a concert, I'm like, I don't have any money for these overpriced t-shirts, but I regret that I don't have the merch after the concert almost every time. Jaden, I think you of all people can speak to this best.
I definitely understand this like bad because it's not even just the expensive merch, it's the line to get it. Like a lot of things deter you from going over there to touch any merchandising. I would say if you're not the first stop in a tour, I would look for that stuff before going. I think that helps me a lot. Like sometimes, like I know when Renaissance came around, I knew I wanted to buy merch. There's specific merch I wanted. Like I wanted the book, and then I think I wanted a fan as well. And so when I got there, the books were gone. And I just had to, but because I was interested in getting a book, I had money set aside to buy said book. So I was able to buy something else, you know? So I would say put that into your concert, like
budget.
Not even just budget, but I mean like the precursor to that, like figuring out if that's something you want to indulge in. Because a lot of times other people at the concerts will show off the merch or the actual team will have like on their site something like about the merch that's going to be offered, or go expecting to buy merch. Like if you know this is your favorite artist and you likely want merch, bring an extra $100 that day, or like bring an extra $80 or something, because merch on tour is always going to be more expensive. Like there's no battling that, there's no changing that. It's going to be $45 for a t-shirt. Like it's going to do it every time, at least $45, and you better hope it's not long sleeve, because then you're going to pay an extra $25 per sleeve. Like
it's going to be
like it's going to be super expensive. So I'd say with buying merch, you have to come prepared. Like don't if you're broke, girl, walk past it. Like don't even get your heart up. Don't even use that credit card to swipe. Like if you're not gonna have it now, you're not gonna have it tomorrow. Like so, just go ahead and keep walking and buy from people outside who can tell you like anything.
Yeah,
I bought from outside people before.
Correct.
And guess what? It's a shirt with the person. Like this is a fight for status. It's like, but
literally
like,
though,
it is like you just want to have authentic merch. But like, what is authenticity? Just because it came from these people, like why not support a local person that lives in your community selling shirts outside for $15 over the $45 shirt inside that you're not even going to value at $45 because you're still going to wear it to bleach your hair. Like
you're speaking that real, Jaden.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're not even going to value it at well, I thought you might Beyonce.
Well, that's a white shirt.
So yeah,
that's different. Like a tie-dye shirt that says, I can't think of a single artist right now.
Cowboy Carter World Tour. Like,
I think if you're a non-buying remorse type of person, then like Jaden said, having that money set aside is definitely key. But also to the point of don't get so caught up in the glamour of having it come from inside just because you get a bag. Maybe you could get a bag at home. Get the one from outside the stadium. And this is, I'm only speaking about big artist shows. If it's a small artist and the concert's at like a standing room only, then you're gonna have to buy it inside because like they only making their money from the they're making a lot of money from merch. Beyonce don't need that $45. No. But this little small band they do. So it really is just coming down to putting it into the whole thing. Like if it's helpful to you, put it in the what you have to spend price before you even buy the ticket. Like, all right, so this concert, the tickets are $25, but I'm gonna get merch, so $70 or whatever. Because clothes, I don't really always buy, like I don't feel a certain way about not buying the merch clothes because I know that I can find it on the street. But like if it's like a signed CD or something, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get the CD. Because the
Right.
CD online is gonna be the same price plus shipping. But the shirt's outside. So I think I also don't have to buy merch at a concert. I'm not that kind of person where I'm like,
No.
dang, I wish I had that shirt because I know I can find a thrift store in 5 years.
I will say the outside people, they just need to make better shirts.
The
Like I just
quality,
think
they're see-through.
not even the quality as much as like the graphics. Like I think they can do a little better with
Very
like the
blurry.
actual look of the clothing. But if you want a shirt that says SZA on it, like they have one for you.
But also to that same point, the people outside are making the shirts quickly with their circuit machines or whatever they're called. But also they have them on Etsy too.
Cricket.
Like Cricket, thank you. If you want the shirt and you saw the concert 2 years ago and you still are thinking about it, or even 2 months ago, go on Etsy. I promise you they got those shirts on Etsy.
There's several.
Yeah. And if not, make it custom. Make it your own on Etsy and order it from somebody who already makes shirts.
The millennial pause.
So I hope that answered your question. If anyone else wants solid advice, we're only giving solid advice these days. We used to give silly advice, but we're grown now. We're adults.
Yeah.
So if you want solid advice on your things, or you want shaky opinions on your messy story, write in at chillanywaypod@gmail.com or Instagram us at chillanywaypod on Instagram.com.
Yeah. I will also say make the distinction of what you want.
That is so helpful. That's helpful because we can definitely provide either.
Or both.
Hello. Just say the word, and then we'll allot the time for it so we can really get in that neck for 40 minutes, or just
And then
give you something.
10 minutes of real actual advice.
Yeah. So that was take it or leave it. Now it's time for another oldie and goodie that we don't do as often. This isn't okay. So the next one is look into it. It's not a look into it. It's basically me just circling back on the previous look into it. The LA Eaton fires that we discussed previously. I'm pretty sure we discussed it on episodes that were released.
No.
They have been 100% contained, which is awesome, which is a blessing. That's incredible. So happy. And I'm hoping and praying that they'll continue to be vigilant in the prevention and containment of future fires, because obviously this is not the last fire. They literally have fire seasons. But just for this fire specifically, now it's on to the rebuilding process, which is not overnight, which is not even over a month or even year. It's going to take a long time to rebuild these communities, and especially individuals' lives as they knew it or even close to what they knew before. So just keep an eye out. And I guess this is a look into it. Look into ways that you can help and support these different people for this. But of course, everything, obviously, there's so many things to look into, but this is the one I'm specifically discussing today. We're almost at the end, y'all. Stay strong. I know. Now it's time for Thank Me Later. This is where Jaden and I we're like, do you know about this thing? Here it is. You're welcome. Oh, you did? Whatever.
Right.
We're, because the things, if I know about it, I know you know about it. If Jaden knows about it, you might not know about it.
No.
That's just what it, well, actually, everything today we all knew about, but that's okay. My first thing is this.
The first thing.
Girl, we know about all of that. Anyway, I know about them. I'm just not going to thank you for it. But the first thing, as we all know, maybe not, it's Lunar New Year. Well, it passed already by the time you hear this, and even by the time I'm recording it. It's the year of the snake. How fitting. But New York Times, the entity as well as the YouTube channel, is doing a dumpling week, the cooking portion of the channel. So they're having like different Asian Americans, or just actually Asian, because I saw Asian Australian today, and they're sharing their either made up or traditional dumpling recipes that they learned growing up from their parents and grandparents and things. And it's just really beautiful to learn about other people's culture, especially through food, because then it feels like immediately relevant. Because sometimes learning history, you might not always see the connection, even though it's always there. But with food, it's like, oh, I could eat that tomorrow. I can make that. So it's really cool because I love the idea of dumplings, but whenever I go to dumpling places, there's only usually like 2 options on there for me that I can eat. But if I know that if I ate meat and I wasn't having these allergies that I have, I'd be all over them. Are you kidding me? One little bite, just pop it in. So yummy. So watch those on YouTube. The videos, none of them that I've seen are longer than 12 minutes. They're just cute. And they also tell stories about, the way that they learned how to crimp the edges or make the dough. It's really beautiful. It's really nice. We already discussed this, but I wrote this already. Real Housewives of Potomac. This is not a thank me later. This is a me thanking you now for watching it so I can have someone to talk about it with. If anybody has thoughts on Real Housewives of Potomac this season or past seasons, I definitely encourage you to reach out to me. And I'm going to just extend this to Jaden as well, because I want to know your thoughts. I want to discuss with like-minded or not like-minded individuals to see where I messed up or where the characters messed up. So that's what I have for that. They're pretty lightweight in terms of like energy required or mental capacity needed. And that's really all I can do at this moment. Y'all notice I ain't talking about a book in a minute. So yeah,
you haven't.
I just can't.
I will also be watching, like I said, next week or whenever, maybe after the whole reunion. We'll have a conversation about it. But I'm very excited for the reunion. I'm very sad that Karen will not be there, but I also very much understand why. And there's so much more like lore around the whole thing. Like, and I'm excited to see how her court case plays out. They cannot put the ground down behind bars. Like, that's just not. Also, A$AP Rocky, which we can get into that at a later date.
Way random. I have no idea what that is about at all.
Really?
I know he's on trial for something.
We'll talk about it next week. Look, so my Thank Me Laters, I have quite a few, so I'm going to try and get through them rather quickly, which we know that doesn't go well for me. LaCroix, look.
Oh.
Y'all likely can't hear him, but my dog is doing a lot right now. And it's just like, why this whole time has there been nothing, but right now you're choosing to throw a parade.
Well, you are screaming.
Oh. So LaCroix, if you're watching on YouTube, I have the can here. The LaCroix drinks, sparkling water, whatever, naturally essenced. Don't lie to me. Naturally essenced.
What does that even
naturally
mean?
flavored. Like, shut up.
Please.
It's like we put a lime in the same vicinity that we like. Essence, leave me alone. This is limoncello. So yummy. My grandmother got them from a food drive thing, and she was like, do you drink these? I said no, but I will. And so I told her we put them in the fridge, and then I've been drinking them ever since, and they're so yummy. I love the little burp and all that. Like, that's having the sparkling portions, like, it really adds to the full experience. And I've really been into liquid treats recently because my next Thank Me Later is the greater one, a Wawa smoothie. Now, I know this is not relatable to everyone because Wawa is not everywhere, but if you are near a Wawa and you have double now squared, if you will, not all Wawas are created equal, and that's from personal experience. There's a Wawa that is near my house, and there are obviously several others in other places. The quality of the smoothie will vary. Now, the one near me, I'm so grateful. They don't play about me or about my smoothies. I will tell y'all which one to get, but if I start going and it's no longer there, you will never hear about this from me again. The blueberry pomegranate mango smoothie is to die for. Like, it is so very yummy, and I'm craving it constantly. I'm always like, especially after a good meal, it's like, I want a smoothie. Give me my 16-ounce. What was it? Blueberry pomegranate mango. And then they didn't have it the other day, so I got the strawberry mango. Still very good. I'm not a whipped cream on my smoothie girl no more. Like, some things
you've elevated.
Like the drink is sweet enough. I don't need to add whipped milk on top. I just don't need it. But highly recommend going to get you a Wawa smoothie today. Especially, I'm one of those people who believe that Rita should be all year round. So the fact that
I'm
it's
there.
not
Mhm.
is like I need a cold thing every once in a while. Like I just still need it. Like I don't
Yeah.
care if it's 8 degrees outside. I'll be standing outside. The Rita's like, "Can I get a mango gelati?" Like I don't care. I really
That
don't.
sounds so good right now.
So good. But if they had a blueberry pomegranate mango gelati, now.
Hmm.
We have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait it up. The next one,
They could do that.
they should thank me later for that. No shade. The next one is more on the entertainment side of things. I recently watched Zola for the first time. And how long ago have you seen Zola?
When it came out in theaters 10 years
Oh,
ago.
you saw it in theater?
I did.
Oh wow. And what do you think of it?
From my memory, I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it
Well, yeah.
was funny. Did I think it was funny?
Yeah.
I didn't think it
probably.
was like I wasn't leaving it like with theories or anything, but it was
No,
good.
no.
It was a good time.
There was no need to. And
It was
based
a
off
good time.
tweets. There was
Yeah,
literally no need
which
to
I
leave
loved.
theory.
Like I love the
Me
origin
too.
of it. I'll have to rewatch it because I think there might have been some things in it that I didn't agree with, like in terms of the writing. But I will have to rewatch it. From my memory, I thought I had a good time.
Yeah, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I
Mhm.
thought it was very interesting. I'm upset I didn't watch it when it came out, which happens every
Where
time I watch
were
any
you?
movie. Somewhere else doing something else. And waiting to see movies when they get to you is just such like it's so long drawn out, and then you watch it and it's like, oh wow, I wish I could have talked about this with everybody else, but
Yeah.
whatever. But it was a fun watch. I enjoyed the direction. Like I enjoyed how it was directed and like how whimsical it almost was. Like it had such a etherealness to it that I really appreciated. So it was good. I would watch it again. I would recommend other people to watch it, of course, as I'm really doing right now.
What prompted you to watch it?
I think I saw a clip on Twitter. And I was like, I haven't watched this yet. And so my uncle has this thing called Plex. And it's like one of the website or the apps on a TV to watch like movies on. But I'm not gonna show his business before he ends up, like my background, but he put a lot of money and energy into creating this thing where he downloads movies and like we get them across our TVs. Like so much to the point it's so exclusive, he has to have your IP address for you to get access to it.
Jaden, I feel like you're saying too much. Don't you feel
I
like
probably
you're sharing a lot of information about it?
I probably am.
Lock that in.
Oh, I'm locked in. And
locked up.
They won't take my Plex from me. Regardless, but like I'll just text him like, can you put this on there? Can you put this on there? And he'll just add movies on there. And it's already like thousands already on there. And TV shows and music and like performances and things.
So
like,
when you say whenever you're like, oh, I watch this movie at home that's in theaters and you get it
I
from
just
the
got
site.
this recently.
Okay,
I
because I
just
was
got it
gonna say
recently.
you were on the site.
The site, no, I was on the site. It's bad and heavy. But this is more like since around Christmas. Like it has not been that long.
Now that's a Christmas gift.
But I have been like using her bad.
I know that's right.
I'm like click, next one.
Literally same day delivery.
Another club.
Bus.
But it's annoying because like it's not annoying, but it's interesting that I can't take it anywhere. Like I think there's something special about like only being able to engage in this at home. Like
it's
only
like the movies.
Literally.
Yeah.
And anyway, the next one outside of Zola is FKA Twigs released her album Eusexua, EUSEXUA. I thought it was a very good album. Dance, fun, sounds. Like highlight track currently is Striptease, banger. I don't even care about anything else about around it. The girls have been saying, the girls who be in like the dance scene, she did too much. That's all it is. She promoted this album like it's a love for Prague dance scene, and then all the girls who make dance music is like, girl, you literally could have said nothing about Prague because this does not give that at all. And you would try to over like contextualize something, and then you almost ruined it because it didn't align. It was good on its own, but it didn't align with what you're trying to claim it was. Like, so just shut up. But do what you want, no shade. And yeah, so You Sexual was good. That came out last week. The Weeknd's album, no. And I'm not a The Weeknd girl. That's just not, like, you've probably never heard me talking about The Weeknd.
Never.
I think I talked about Dawn FM, because that was his like last project, or like 2 projects ago. It was also pretty good. This one, Hurry Up Tomorrow, amazing. I'm like, why are you eating like this? And it almost feels like a farewell album, almost like it kind of sounds like that. The first song, I don't know if it officially samples Thriller, but it's a Thriller sample on there, allegedly. So like, he kind of played Not Gonna Lie, and it's very fun. It's of course about overdosing and all these other things, which he really needs to like handle. Because you've been singing about the same topic since middle school.
Yeah.
So like, maybe you should put the coke down, literally seek out. But the album is so good, and I'm actually probably going to play it after this.
I've been hearing a lot of people talking about how good Bad Bunny's new album is. Have you listened to that?
I haven't listened to it yet.
But have you been hearing the same thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the girls
I've been hearing a lot of different things. And it's because like a lot of, well, the visual, I'll say it, at least for his cover art, a lot of people resonated with, because like they saw it as like them being in their home with like their grandmothers and their aunts and uncles and whatnot in whatever country they're from. Like it literally brought them back to like specific memories, which I think is always fascinating, even if I don't like have the same ones. I have a version of it though. Like mine wasn't next to palm trees; it was next to cedar and oak wood. But it was still like on porches in these white plastic chairs, having these same kind of moments. So like, I understood, of course. But I do want to listen at some point, because Rosalia's last album was good. His last album was good. I just need to listen to this one, of course. So that's all for me. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Did you want to share with the people? This has been another episode of Ciao Anyway.
You can listen to Ciao Anyway wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We drop new episodes every week.
Okay. Like, share, subscribe, rate, review, leave 5-star reviews, and leave a comment. We would really appreciate that.
We really would. Go to the New York Times Dumpling Week post.
YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to New YouTube's Dumpling Week.
New YouTube!
New York Times YouTube page for their Dumpling Week or whatever other week they have going. Apparently it's a thing that I'm just the only person that's missed out on.
Yes, Cookie Week. It's big. Huge, even.
To you. And the other...
millions of people watching, yes. We're a small community of millions.
Eaters, but that would have been
That's you. That's you.
It'd have been a double entendre.
Speaking of Black Boy Max.
Clock it. RHOP. Go watch. Go get caught up for the reunion coming out this week.
Well, it would come out today, wouldn't it? Because it comes out on Sundays.
Sundays, yeah.
Yeah.
The Grammys today. The Ratchet TV today. And that I just don't have it in me. I really don't.
And the Super Bowl, which I know you don't care about, next week.
You know.
Well, you do have to care because of the proximity.
Yeah.
No, because of the proximity to your house, girl. It's gonna be crazy to drive and to go anywhere, girl. Get your wings today, okay? Ain't gonna happen next week.
I keep forgetting that they're playing. I really don't care. Like, that's the other thing. I really do.
But it's going to affect you, is what I'm saying.
It's going to affect me it's going to affect my life, my money, my resources,
your time, because I know you're going to be invited to a party and you're going to want to go.
I'm going to go. That's the other thing. Because, and I'm probably going to go to where the gays are. Because Kendrick and SZA.
In New Jersey? Or in Philly?
Wherever. So call me. I hope we do New Jersey, though.
Yeah.
Go get you a little pack of LaCroix, licorice. Go get you a Wawa smoothie because you need that. Then while you drink the smoothie, go watch Zola. After that's over, go listen to You Sexual by FKA Twigs. And then hurry up tomorrow by the weekend for clear skin, babe.
Bye.
Or else.
Oh.
Bye.
Very tap.